Welcome to Fjällräven Polar 2025. Your journey to this fantastic winter expedition starts right here. Fjällräven Polar is a 300-kilometer long dog sled adventure across the barren tundra from northern Sweden, right outside Kiruna, to the northern part of Norway, close to Tromsø. We travel with dog sleds and we sleep in the tents that we bring with us and pitch ourselves, and we eat the food that we bring and cook for ourselves. We take care of the dogs and we learn about ourselves and nature together in a fantastic team with participants from all over the world. Now it's your turn to apply and to become one of the Arctic explorers together with us in 2025. Now I'm super happy to introduce you to our first guest here in our Polar studio, and it might even be wrong for me to welcome Tom Frode to Fjällräven Polar, because Tom Frode, you have been at each and every Fjällräven Polar since it started. And we are so happy to have you because you contribute with such calmness and knowledge, and anytime you enter the area, everybody just feels so safe and secure. What is it with dog mushing that keeps you going?
This connection with dogs and this daydreaming that I'm able to do when I'm alone with my dogs in the mountain. I cannot explain it in another way. It's a way to get out from the rest of the world in a good way.
Yeah.
So sometimes you are so bored and you wish you had a snow wheel you could turn off the key and throw it away for the summer. But now I'm pretty sure that I will continue.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
So, what kind of skills do you need in order to be able to start stand behind the sled?
So actually, you don't need any skills to start, but you have to have the interest, and you have to get into it. You will want to learn more about it. You want to be out there.
Yeah.
I have four children, and none of they are into the dog mushing. They love dogs and they think it's fun to be on a trip with dad now and then, but they are not into it.
No.
You want to really have interest if you are going to build up stone by stone to a certain level.
Yeah.
But to be able to do what we do here, you see, the first day they do very little.
Yeah.
We prepare most of the things for them, This morning they learned to take the harness on.
Exactly.
But tomorrow I don't have to tell them. They do that automatically. There's also to put up the line themselves. So on these 3-4 days when we come down to the finish line, they're pretty educated.
Yeah, they are.
So if they have the interest, it will not be kind of difficult to put this stone by stone to use the dogs.
So tell us a little bit about the dogs then. We work with dogs that really love what they're doing. You can really see that.
Yeah.
What type of dogs are these?
These dogs we use here are Alaskan Huskies. And Alaskan Husky is not a pure breed.
No.
It's a dog that is meant for something. And these dogs are all of the mushers that are guides here also do some long distance racing with the dogs. So they are prepared for marathon running.
Yeah.
So and we don't look so much if one ear is hanging down or if one eye is blue and the other is brown and the tail is curly or not. It doesn't matter as long as they perform and they They like to what they do, and they run and think this is fun.
Yeah, they're a little bit like you. They also like what they do.
Yeah, my ears. Hopefully straight up. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So you have any advice to anybody who would want to apply for Fjällräven Polar?
Yeah. Well, it's good if you're not afraid of dogs, but it doesn't have to be. It's okay to be a little bit skeptic but you have to will be together with animals. But it's okay if you're not 100% comfortable in the beginning. That's totally normal. And we have had participants here that has been afraid of dogs.
Yes.
And when they come to the finish line, everything is solved.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So, but I think it's good if you have a little experience with dog and are not afraid. That will help a little bit. And also, if you have skills working together with other people, it's good.
Right.
Very good, because I see it's so much easier when the group start working together and help each other and not only focus on their own thing, but they work as a team. So if you're a team person,
that's good.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
And for you, you have been coming back for, as you say, more than 25 years. What does Fjällräven Polar mean to you?
Well, this is it's a important part of the year. This is on my calendar, Fjällräven Polar, in the beginning of April every year. So I don't know what to do if it's not here. So this is kind of my Eastern holiday.
Yeah. No, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you very much, and thank you also for sharing and inspiring and all the knowledge that you spread. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
So, right now we are at Fjällräven Classic Denmark, and we have been blessed with some fantastic company, and actually I have had the opportunity to regroup one from each team from Fjällräven Polar 2024. So I couldn't resist the opportunity to actually ask them a few questions about this year's expedition and the trip.
My thoughts about the application process, but I've been doing it for 8 to 10 years. So, I put a lot of thought into it, a lot of different creative things. And the main thing I thought this year was get a bit out of my comfort zone, doing something humorful, just something fun.
I really focused on the challenge description, the text that was written on the challenge. I read it multiple times and really tried to take in the actual request.
I wanted to just make sure that it felt real and authentic, and I wanted to put out a sense of really who I was personally, and I wasn't sure if that was going to do it, but it felt right.
I applied just for fun, but then I realized that I would like to just to try it.
And I also really want to make it personal, so I did things that means a lot to me, because I wanted to get a chance to win by being me, not by trying to pretend to be something I'm not.
I didn't expect that you can choose me. I just wanted to try it.
We have a new guest in our studio here, and I'm super happy to introduce you to our expedition doctor, Karna Johansson. Welcome.
Thank you, Kalle.
Thank you for being here. And as a doctor, what is it that you do at Fjällräven Polar?
Well, most of the time I do nothing. They used to say that I'm the one sitting drinking coffee because nothing happens.
Yeah.
But, I'm in full control all the time.
That is good.
I'm looking after the participants and making sure they are doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And caring for them in case something would happen.
And that's interesting. So, I mean, dog sledding is not a high-speed activity like that. So there are no big impacts normally.
No.
What are the biggest threats that people at Fjällräven Polar are exposed to?
I think what we see most is dehydration.
Yeah.
Maybe in a combination with exhaustion. maybe you haven't slept very well during the night for some reason. But yeah, especially the dehydration. You get really dehydrated in those circumstances. The air is very, very dry.
And what happens to you if you get dehydrated then?
Oh, you will feel, you can have a lot of symptoms, but some feel nauseous, some feel dizziness, and some will even vomit and faint. I would say that most people who get dehydrated, they really don't feel the urge to drink. They just feel that they are not well. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm keeping my eye on when I'm sitting there drinking coffee.
Is there anything you can do for yourself to avoid this status then?
Yeah, to drink, of course, even if you're not thirsty.
Yeah.
And to not be afraid of having to pee. I mean, often when you come out and wear a lot of clothing, you try to cut down on the drinking. That's a big mistake, I'll tell you. It's
So how can you, are there any other visible signs that you can take notice of for yourself in order to avoid dehydration?
How do you mean?
I'm thinking like how often you go to the toilet.
Yeah, of course, that could be one of those things.
And also, I mean...
And also if you just feel tired, dizzy or nauseous or something.
And then I'm thinking also, you know, we always joke about not eating yellow snow.
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not really yellow. It turns like even darker.
Yeah.
Like, is that
but
an indication?
Actually, that's a pretty bad sign when it's gone really far.
Right.
Yeah. Just drink a bit more than you need, and then make sure that you get some sugary stuff or some energy into the system. Yeah. Because that's the second thing, like the exhaustion. It takes a lot of energy to keep the body warm during those circumstances, and you're moving all the time. I mean, just walking in the snow makes you really tired.
Yeah. And I mean, staying hydrated also affects your metabolism.
Yes, for sure. We are made 70% of water. So.
Right. so you want to keep that water level stable.
Yes.
But so you mentioned dehydration. I would assume that most people are afraid of the cold.
Yeah.
And
of course that's
that?
of course. I mean, it could be 20, 25 minus in those events, and that's not really what we're made for. It's not like the dogs. We're not bred for this.
No.
Although I think we're meant for this. You know, I think we're meant to be outside and to experience those things, but you need some help.
But
some clothing.
What are the risks with the temperatures then? What are we facing?
Well, you can divide it into two things.
Yeah.
It could be general hypothermia, as we call it.
Right.
Just when the whole body gets colder and the metabolism slows down. And I mean, we're made to really function fully at 37 degrees. So
at the core,
Yeah, at the core. So everything will malfunction then, from your metabolism, how you're thinking, how you're taking decisions, and so on. So it's important to keep the temperature at a good level. And then the other problem with the cold is frostbites. You know, local frostbites like on the nose or the fingers and such things. So but both are prevented with knowledge and the proper gear, of course.
And I think knowledge to use the gear in the right way, because even if you have good equipment, it doesn't come automatically that you are out of problems, because it comes down to your own behavior.
It's interesting that you're mentioning that, actually, because we know from times when people have suffered injuries and got hypothermia that usually they had the right gear. They just didn't use it. So equally important. I'm happy that you mentioned that.
I mean, behavior comes down to behavior at all times, I would say. Sure. So are these risks, you think, reason to avoid being out in conditions like this?
You know my answer to that.
Yes, that's why I asked.
Definitely not.
That's great. So what does Fjällräven Polar mean to you? You've been around for quite some years now.
Yeah, I was counting actually, and this is my 11th year. Yeah, so not as Tom Frode, of course, but I've been around for a while.
What makes you come back?
I think you phrased the question wrong. I think I mean, you can't stay away. No, but it's the whole thing. I mean, this is what I love doing, you know, being outside and then meeting new people and caring for them, to see them enjoy, I mean, my surroundings.
Yeah.
I love it.
No, that's fantastic. And you provide good comfort and feeling of security for everybody. So it's a true pleasure to have you here as well. So thank you a lot for being here.
It's an honor to be here.
Great. Thank you, Karna. We have a new guest in our Polar studio. Gabby from Portland, Oregon,
Yeah.
USA. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been an adjustment to get used to the environment here. Things move very quickly here, a lot quicker than they do back home, and you have to listen to your body and be really in touch and in tune, and I'm getting adjusted to that.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of nausea, but I'm getting used to it. I thought that the hardest thing was going to be the dog sledding,
Yeah.
but really it's managing your temperature and your body.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. How much experience have you had of dog sledding before?
Zero.
Zero.
But
Amazing.
I feel like it's coming naturally to me.
Yeah. And how much experience do you have of camping out in winter conditions like here?
Winter zero.
Yeah.
Camping, yes. Winter camping zero.
So, but applying to Fjällräven Polar, what's your best advice for people who get intrigued and want to apply to this?
Yeah, I'd say I looked at a lot of the past participants' videos to get a little bit of inspiration, but really it's just speaking your truth and staying true to yourself is what I kind of did and gave my take on things. But yeah, just kind of take a look at what the past participants did that won and get some good ideas.
Yeah. So, Gabby, tell us, what was it that kicked your interest and made you apply in the first place?
Yeah, it's funny, like, the only thing that I knew about Fjällräven prior to this was the backpacks, the Kanken. Like, that's what everyone knows back home. I'm like, oh yeah, backpacks. And I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw this ad that said crew wanted like small room, whatever. And I don't usually click on Instagram ads, but for some reason I clicked on it.
Yeah.
And it was a link to your YouTube, and I watched the video and my jaw just dropped on the ground, and it was like, I know that I have to do this. Even though I have no experience winter camping, I really felt like it was just something that touched me, and I never thought that I would actually win. But if you don't apply, you can't win.
That's true.
Yeah. So that's the most important part, is believing in yourself and believing that you can do it.
Yeah, and now you're here, and it's like, how has the first couple of days been? A little bit overwhelming, you said?
Yeah, a little bit. My body is adjusting to things. It's kind of like a shock to your system if you've never been in these temperatures. So my body's like trying to work things out, but it's still good. And today's very sunny, and we have a lot of support around, and my team is very helpful. I've already been really close to the people that I've met that I've never met before. Have been really kind, and everyone helped each other out, and yeah,
that's great. Well, thank you very much for being here and for sharing. And what do you want to say to people that think about applying for next year? What's your message?
Just do it. Just apply. Yeah. Don't think that I know there's 30,000 people that apply, but if you don't apply, you can't win.
True that.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you again, Gabby. But how do I actually apply to Fjällräven Polar 2025, you might ask yourself? Well, luckily the application process is straightforward, but there are a few steps and some very important details that you need to keep in mind. Let's get started so you can earn a seat on this adventure of a lifetime. First, you need to visit the expedition website at experience.fjällräven.com/polar/apply. Here you'll find all the information you need about how to apply, as well as the Fjällräven Polar 2025 application form. To ensure your Fjällräven Polar 2025 application is complete, you must fill out this form in full. Once you have done this, You will then receive an email from us at Fjällräven. In this email, we will ask you to confirm 2 important details. 1. That the Instagram username you provided in the application form is correct. And 2. That your Instagram account is set to public. Otherwise, the jury can't see your challenges. Once you have confirmed these details, you can set off to the next step, completing the 3 Instagram challenges. The challenges will be released each week during the campaign. The first will be revealed shortly in this show. Challenge number 2 will be shared on Monday, November 4th, and challenge number 3 will go live on Monday, November 11th. When you post your challenges on Instagram, make sure each one is tagged at Fjällräven Official. Then add the hashtags for Fjällräven Polar 2025 and challenge number 1, challenge number 2 or challenge number 3, depending on which challenge you are posting. You have until Sunday, November 17th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. Central European Time to fill out the application form and complete all 3 challenges. After this time, the Fjällräven Polar jury will go to work and they will select the 20 participants for the 2025 expedition. The names of the winners will be shared during the winner announcement on Monday, December 9th. And now, the moment you all have been waiting for. Fjällräven Polar 2025. Challenge number 1. During Fjällräven Polar 2025, you'll meet 19 people from around the world. Together, you'll exchange experiences, solve challenges, and learn from each other. To kickstart the introduction process, we'd like you to head out into nature and tell us a little bit about yourself. This is a video-only challenge, and your submission should be 1 minute or less. Post it and share it. Make sure that your account is open to public. Good luck, and see you at Polar. As I said before, Fjällräven Polar is our way to prove that anybody can be an Arctic explorer. And as you have heard from our guests here, Gabi, no prior experience of Arctic camping and dog sledding. Tom Frode, super experienced and knowledgeable, willing to share all his knowledge and experience, and our expedition doctor Karna with all her security thinking, knowledge about all the threats that we, after all, are exposed to, but that we know that we can manage with the right equipment, with the right education, and the behavior that we will learn during this expedition. So what is stopping you? Apply now for Fjällräven Polar 2025.